Well, I can't tell you how many children's books I have read to my little ones over the years. I've got 3 boys under the age of 9, so it's got to be probably in the thousands. But my next guest children's book is different because the children actually get to illustrate it. Ruth Pavilonis says allowing kids to use their imagination and creativity opens up the entire world to them and gives them, in her words, hope. She's written this wonderfully whimsical set of books called Betina's and Bailey's Adventures, and she is joining us this morning as part of our book authors series. Good morning to you, Ruth.
Good morning, Danielle. How are you?
I am good, and I'm even better because, you know, you and I, we've got a little connection. We're both from the San Francisco Bay Area, and so we've got that connection. But the other thing we have in common is we have read a lot of books to a lot of children over the years. And that's really why you created these books, right?
Yes, much of that was out of that frustration. I can't tell you, and I'm sure you could probably recite Goodnight Moon and all these other stories.
Guess how much I love you.
Yeah.
I think they know by now.
Exactly. And it's hard to be creative and expressive when you're reading these stories over and over. So by designing a fun story that gives you license and liberty to play with it and one day change the character or the story or the tone is fun. But then for the child to be able to jump in and illustrate it and kind of stretch it and make it what they want for that day makes it even more exciting. It gets it fluid in a way and adaptable and a continuous adventure because it's never the same thing page after page after page.
It keeps them engaged and it keeps them excited about it. Is this what makes the books different?
It is. It absolutely is. I laugh and say when you own it, you own it. So it's really your responsibility to make it what you want, to have as much fun and creativity with it as you want, or even just read it and enjoy it for what it is. So simple to huge.
Okay, so let's do this because let's walk the viewers through, because it's one thing to explain it, but it's another thing if they can actually visualize it and see just how wonderful these books are. And I know that you took some pictures, and you've got some wonderful pictures that we're going to put up now that show the process of the adventure, really, that these kids go on. Explain it to us.
Absolutely, and I'm so very grateful to my nieces and nephews who are willing to be the little guinea pigs, so to speak. I mean, they unknowingly have been all these years as I've been testing stories on them and reading to them and trying things out. So the adventure pack, as I call it, comes in a couple parts, and the key part where the most fun begins is the fun pad, and that's where the story runs along the top and the bottom is open for the child to illustrate. Now keep in mind, illustrate is a broad definition of the word.
Especially to a child.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't always mean you have to draw. Heavens knows my stick figures are a little scary. They can cut pictures out of magazines, use family photos, create identities for their mixed heritages, and to relate to the character as best as they can. If they even want to write words and continue the story on the page, they can. So illustrate takes a broad definition. Heck, there's even macaroni art too.
Right.
And then with it, to help the parent out, sometimes when the child's sitting at the table and I don't know what to draw, I don't know, there's a companion guide that helps and gives questions or little story starters. What do you think Betina looks like? Or what do you think the fish looks like? Could it have sneakers? Could it have sparkler antenna? Why not? And then the last part, which gives better value, I think, to the whole package, is the CD, which reprints, the fun book. So if a child doesn't like what they drew, they should have liberty to rip it up and try again. Or if they love what they drew and want to do more, do one for a gift for a neighbor or a Grammy who lives in San Francisco, for example, they can reprint the story and just do it over and over again and just express and experiment and have fun.
And you know, the other thing too is it really does engage their imaginations. And one of the things that is important to you, I know, is that by really engaging a child, by allowing them to use their imagination, you're really allowing them to become a better reader. And ultimately, that is the goal, right?
A better reader, yes, definitely a better reader. And once you have confidence in your reading skills, the world opens up. You want to investigate things, maybe travel to Egypt or learn a new recipe or solve a problem. And heck, that child may be the person who cures cancer. And it all comes from the imagination.
And so what are some of the other applications for this set of books?
Well, we've had great success with children with learning disabilities, in particular autism, dyslexia. We've actually had senior citizens and Alzheimer's people use them to stimulate the brain and the imagination. So really, regardless of your age, your learning style, your need or ability, it's a great tool for everyone.
Well, I tell you what, I think you've done an absolutely great job. You know, I've taken these home to my boys, and I'm not just saying that because we've got that San Francisco connection.
There you
Good
go. But I have to give a shout out to Cleveland because that is my hometown.
All right, duly noted. Thank you so much, Ruth, for being with us on the show this morning.
Thank you very much, Danielle.
Sure. And again, the books are called Betina's and Bailey's Adventures. They're books your child can illustrate, as you heard, and really become part of the story. For more information on Ruth or to order the books for your child, please visit BetinaandBailey.com.